Welcome everybody. This is my February design team project for My Besties, and we're going to be using Inktense pencils on our little ginger lady image. Isn't she gorgeous? Look at her. She's just a little wee ginger lady. So cute. And I put her on watercolor paper, and there's my water and my water brush, and we are going to use our Inktense. And they are just like it describes. Yeah, let's go. They can't wait. Let's get this ginger lady colored. Come on. Yes. So we're going to start, and Inktense are going to be the pencils we use to put her down on watercolor paper. Now, let's get those Inktense pencils going. I'm going to start with this brown. And I put it really close in circles. This is little mini circles around the face because it's a small image, and I push out the color toward outside of the face, and then I bring it in. So I keep that dark tone, which is my mid-tone, close to the face there, and then I draw out from it. And you can see how I push it in to the outward sides of the face. And then I put some pink in there, perfectly round, because they had lines. Sherry drew lines in for the cheeks, and they were like little wee round circles. And so I thought they'd look really cute pink. Look at that. It almost makes the gingerbread man look like a little teddy bear. So now I'm going to make all the markings of the shade, where I think the shade would be on this image. And I like to make all the creases and the folds beforehand, and then I mark out where I want my light tones to be, as you can see down on her little legs. So here I'm going to keep the markings in for the creases, and I am going to do her little mitts there, and then we're going to move on to the feet, and you can see that I push the dark out towards the outer line, and then I wash my brush off, and then I'll come in with barely any Inktense pencil for this middles of the empty spot there. See that? And then it just naturally looks like the sunlight has hit it. It's beautiful. One thing that I want to suggest when using any type of a coloring pencil is that you keep them nice and sharp so that you can get those creases and the nose and the lips. You can put it in perfectly. I keep a electric sharpener right beside me when I'm doing any type of coloring, because I like to leave the tips. See how nice you can get those little lashes in there, and you can add little lines because the pencil is razor sharp at the end, and that works really well for me. And we're going to use those little brads later on, so I thought, but I didn't use it. I went for a different color combination there, and here I just draw out the outside of the image, but I stay inside the line, because that way when the water hits it, I have a little bit of leeway on the paper, so that if I put it right to the edge, it may go over and then it wouldn't be good. So I'm adding two different shades of red for the top there and underneath the chin. Then I'm going to go back on the legs, and I'm going to also make sure that I have all the folds in her arms properly. I'm just setting the base right now, and I added pink here, but I ended up putting black in there later on with those Nouveau they're almost like stickles. So here we go. The cup is going to be yellow, and I'm going to leave some markings to have a mid-tone in there, and I'm going to put my I'm going to put glitter on this later on once it dries. And on the top we're going to use that applique, that puffy stuff, to make it look like the nice whipped cream on her hot chocolate is nice and puffy. So here's how I lay out a skirt or a dress. I put my dark shades in right away, all the lines, and I make all of the pleats right away. And then with Inktense pencils, because they are so intense, you can draw from that color alone. You don't have to add anything else. So I'm taking the water and I'm going underneath where it would be the darkest and staying away from the pleats right now, and they will remain dark. And then I'm adding that color up into the little headband. Now I'll gather from the pleats and I will make them as wide and as narrow as I would like here. I'm trying to keep all the colors inside the lines as I'm doing this. Then I just pat it down with a paper towel, go back in, and it is a really cute image to color. Look at her face with her little round cheeks, and I couldn't wait to do this little gingerbread lady. She's so cute, and at Christmas time this would be a wonderful image to have. And I just like the fact that she had hot chocolate. And here I am, I'm defining the arms and the creases in her arms, and I'll also define the legs in just a little bit. Yeah, right here. And then I'm going to make it under those swirlies. I'll make it a little dark and try to get my light tone and my mid-tone and my dark tone in there. Now it's time for Pico Embellisher. I do the cheeks so they really stand out. I do just about all the areas in the bow, and of course the mug. I'm going to do that all the way around. And her dress, I went over it like that. Isn't that pretty? It just stands right out. And for this vintage card, she is adorable. And I decided to do an A2 size vintage card. This is our applique, the snow applique that we put on. As soon as you put heat to it, it puffs up. It's gorgeous. I wanted to do a vintage project in the sense that I want to do it on an A2 size card to show you that you can do a canvas type setting on a card, on a A2 size card. And I got this beautiful gift. I was gifted this frame and I couldn't wait to use it. So from Susie Q2 over on Stamp Nation, and we are going to get this finished coloring. I'm putting some white dots on her eyes, and then I'm going to lift that one up there. See how nicely they get raised there, and there's a little dot left. So we are going to carry on. I'm going to take my Nouveau Black, and I'm going to put all these little dots in her bow that's on there. Isn't that cute? And it goes on wonderfully. Look how tiny that bottle allows you to put those dots on like that. You can get little fat ones, thin ones. It adds such texture. And this is where I decided I like the black for the heart. Yes. So there you have it. And now it's Distress ink time. Got my blender, and we are going to do some I think this is picked rasp. No, this is the grape. This is the purple tone that we're doing here. I will list it there, or it'll come to me in just a little while. It's actually 3 o'clock in the morning when I'm doing this voiceover. Yeah, 3:10 as I'm looking at it. So, yeah. So here I took some of Tim Holtz stains. I poured a little bit out on the table there, and I just grabbed my paintbrush and I'm flicking it in there. I want to get some distressed wet look on the background here, and it is so sweet. And then you don't have to worry about that inside where the white is. We're going to take some more stain. We're going to use some pink. Actually, we're going to use some pink ink and then some stain right here, and I'm grabbing it from off the mat. And I love this wet, see it over there? This wet watercolor look. I just add it anywhere, just so it looks like water droplets, huge ones, were falling all over this page. I just think this is a wonderful look in the background. Isn't it pretty? And then just tap it off with your napkin. There we go again. The lighter you want it, the more water you add. And I'm getting close to the image here, and I just really had fun with this vintage looking card, and it's just an A2 size card. Remember those Kraft cards that I bought when I went to Tuesday morning? Those are the ones I'm using for this My Besties project, my YouTube project. And here is the frame that I have. It's already embossed, and I just have to paint it, and I'm using the leftover stains from Tim Holtz here. I have two different colors on there. One is picked raspberry, and the other one is a can't even think of the name, but I have a deep tone and a light tone there. So here's the little image, and it is adorable for a card, just adorable. Now I want to bring out some of these markings. I'm going to scrape it out for clouds. Watch how I do this. And so that those watermarks are used for something else other than watermarks. I thought, wouldn't that look nice if I scraped the cardstock off and we had a nice puffy cloud behind her? Isn't that cute? And it's just like a little wee mini canvas. So much fun. Now, just like a canvas, we're going to add some elements. And the first thing you know that looks really nice on My Bestie's images are flowers and ribbons. And I used a little piece of that burlap I got in my haul. Here's the Kraft A2 cardstock, nice and thick. I just love it. And I'm putting it lengthwise, and I used the glue gun, and there is that great big bundle of burlap. And I'm only going to use a little wee bit for the corner, but it does add some texture, and that's what I'm going for. Vintage is all about texture, building up your base, whether it be a canvas, whether it be a little card like this. It's just building up some texture, layers, and elements all on one space. I'm going to take these that I'm not sure where I got those, if it was Tuesday morning, but I just turned them over and adding some hot glue. But then as I was putting that down, I cracked it, and so I had to take it off, and I'm using the Ranger glue next. I didn't use my hot glue, and I put it up in the other corner right up there, and that's with the Ranger white glue. Yes, and I still want to use those little pink brads, but after I got this color that I was working with on here, I didn't. So I put the Tuesday morning rose down that I bought that box of them, and here I got those at Sharon's store, those key hearts. They're metal key hearts, and you can still use your metals. You can use all different types of textures, and it's just on a little card. It's wonderful, and then you get the texture of twine, so many elements. So I'm tying it in a knot, and then I'm going to glue gun it underneath there. Look at that. And it's going to hang, and then the string is going to hang from the other side. See it right up there on the right hand side? And now I'm going to add a little leaf. It's going to go up the side on the right hand side like that, so that it looks symmetrical on there. I'm going to lift it up because the glue gun is holding it, so it has a little wave in it. And then we're going to get out my homemade gesso. Yes, I'll make sure that on my blog I put the recipe. I think it's already up there, but I will check and see. Now you want to go and gesso everything you want to change the color. So that meant I gessoed the leaf a little bit. I'm using the Tim Holtz stains here, and I'm mixing it with my gesso and the stain. And I'm going to use the turquoise blue, And now I'm going to use the lilac, and I'm going to put that in there. I want to draw the colors out from that image so she really stands out. I'm going to grab some of the green, and that's with the stains, with the spray stains. And now my Pico embellisher I'm putting all over that rose so it really shines. And I want to take my baby wipe and take away some of the color on the leaf so that I get a mid-tone in there. And I stuck another little flourish in there so it looked like a wooden leaf, so I had two of those elements. And I'm holding it down there with some glue. And isn't that pretty? I added the stain and the gesso to the burlap, and you have to have ribbon, right? And this is just on a 5.5 by 4.25 inch cardstock, and I got that lace at the dollar store. And there you have it. I put some green and burgundy on there, and it is all set, my friends. Thank you for joining me for our YouTube design team project. This is my February project, and I love my besties. You have yourself a blessed weekend, and please go over and check the stores out. All the links will be left in the subscription box, and I will also put it over on my blog so that you can check it out. So you have yourself a wonderful, wonderful week and a blessed weekend. Look at the colors. Don't they just pop? And it's My Bestie Stamps with Sherry Baldy Designs. Take care.